I just needed to make a quick little video about Hasan Piker claiming that live streaming is harder than working a real job. On live stream, Hasan said, yes, a real job can be gruesome, a real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will. Now look, I've mostly done internet stuff for the majority of my life, but I have worked 2 real jobs. The first was working security at the Hyper building at the University of Arkansas, where I scanned IDs, and when someone got hurt, I had to help them. Not only did I have to deal with their overprivileged bullshit, them telling me that they knew how I was supposed to do my job better than they did, but occasionally when they got themselves hurt, I went home with their blood all over me, so it wasn't a great fit. I also washed the dishes in a greasy Mexican restaurant for about 6 months. Until you have scraped dried, refried beans off of plates for 8 hours a day, I don't want to hear what you think soul-sucking is. My third and final non-internet job was running a local gaming store that ran Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and Dungeons and Dragons events. There's nothing that streaming can do to you that running an event for those types of weaponized autistic people can do. I'm still in recovery from the amount of bullshit that I had to deal with. Now, everything I have seen says that Hasan's parents probably took care of him very well growing up and helped start out his future. So it is entirely possible that sitting in front of a computer watching other people's content for 9 hours a day is probably the hardest job Hasan has ever had to have, but that doesn't make it hard work. I mean, for example, my dad was an actual coal miner, and he taught me a couple of things about hard work. Working in that coal mine destroyed his body. He literally had sight issues and hearing issues from the blasting in the mines, as well as coming home with a tremendous amount of injuries throughout the years. And I'm not saying that live streaming isn't difficult for people like Hasan. I'm just saying that my dad was pretty likely to prefer talking to a computer than getting pinned by a boulder like he once was. And as of today, we saw another one of my favorite streamers, Asmongold, saying that yes, streaming is harder than a real job. Asmongold said, you really think it's not true? You really think it's not true that after you spend 9 hours being investigated by thousands of people with every facial movement, every word you say, with people constantly trying to disagree with you and fight with you, that it's not socially draining? This is totally understandable. And I won't disagree, making content in 2024 is like getting kicked in the nuts 12 times a day, but it's still a lot better than, I don't know, working at McDonald's getting screamed at by teenagers. I mean, I personally think streaming is way less socially draining than watching 2 autistic kids fight over who bumped their Warhammer 40K figures 3 nights a week. I mean, I'm sure a live streamer doesn't want to go out and party after a 9-hour live stream, but when I was washing dishes in a Mexican restaurant, all I wanted to do was go home afterwards and get the dishwater out of my fat folds. Live streaming, YouTube videos, this is the easiest job I've ever had, and look at me. I'm a morbidly obese, mentally ill, disabled person. If I can do this job, anybody can. The idea that creating content is somehow inherently more draining than other jobs is wrong. What you're complaining about is just work. You just don't like doing work. And guess what? Nobody does. To all the streamers that might watch this video, just so you know, we're all tired. We're all socially drained. We're all exhausted. The world's a shit show. I'm not saying that you're not exhausted too. I'm just saying that the viewers who watch your stream after a 10-hour shift at a hospital where they buried somebody might have trouble empathizing with you. So maybe we don't talk about this stuff. Millionaires who live stream for a living probably should not be complaining about how tough their lives are. Trust me, it can get a hell of a lot tougher. I should know. Just 5 years ago, I was able to pay for everything I needed by live streaming, and now I struggle to get by. I'd gladly knock 5 years off my life to just get back to that right now, which is probably not saying much because I knocked about 20 years off my life for cheeseburgers. As someone who's in the middle of the process of selling off everything he owns, mostly just to cover my medical bills, I would tell every streamer that's out there, maybe you want to consider setting this one the fuck out. As always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again soon.